And happy hour continues here. The hottest happy hour in STL with the In Your City show right here at the Lou Information Station. Go to Lou, that's Lou, info.com. Subscribe, check out all the great shows that we have throughout the days, all week long. And of course, we'd love to hear from you. You can find us at Facebook and Instagram at In Your City Show. Give us a message. Maybe you have a story to tell. If you really have a great story, or maybe you want to elevate your business, we have City Lifestyle magazines, Clayton, Chesterfield, and St. Charles County. That's what we do. We tell stories, we elevate businesses with sophistication and style, and we'd love to hear from you. So we got a great hour ahead of us, got some great guests. We're going to be talking with Rob Govero and Gordana, and I spelled her last name, but I'm not going to say it incorrectly, so we're going to wait and talk to her.
You know what's-
Can you say it?
Is it Gordana?
Yeah, but
But you know what? The reason I know that is because kids used to make fun of me because my name was Gordon. So they go, Gordana. That's what they always say to me when I was little. Kids are cruel. When you're little, they find a way to make fun of your name.
They are.
So, yeah.
They're going to join us to talk beauty, reinvention, and what it takes to lead one of the St. Louis's premier salon, from mentorship to the latest trends. They're going to show the artistry behind creating that confidence through style. Then we're going to be talking to St. Louis Car Museum and Sales.
I love going there.
It's a fun tour to go through. I'm sure you like. What guy doesn't like a engine with a really pretty body around it? It's kind of like a woman, right?
There you go.
Would you like I to define that for you?
Yeah.
Careful what you say. I'm right here. It's me.
Motor running, don't I? Motor running.
That's a good song. Anyway, I forgot what I was going to say, but over 100 classic cars, rare collectibles, and automotive treasures are there. We're going to talk to the team about the legacy of this local gem and how you could see it if you haven't been lucky enough to go through yourself. So it's a ride full of creativity, culture, and horsepower. Stay with us. All right. So, okay, Gordon.
Yes.
Our last show, we talked about National Radio Day,
Yes.
but in television, MSNBC, it's kind of like a P. Diddy thing, I guess, is now becoming MS Now. I should have done my research to find out why they're changing it. MSNBC is becoming MS Now.
MS Now.
So it's My Source News Opinion World.
Whose opinion is it?
Exactly. There are way too many opinions in the world. There are way too many opinions going, and now we're going to have more. When it should be called My Source Journalism in the world. Like, when are we going to go back to actual real journalism where they tell stories that they research without any a viewpoint? It's not about their viewpoint. I don't care what they think. That's a problem. News has become something where what they say is right and what they believe is right, rather than really telling the news and being journalists.
Right.
It's
like
so-
Walter Concrete. That guy he was a journalist.
He did not take sides. He told the story, and there's a difference.
And you know who else was a journalist? You actually interviewed him
Did.
a while back from St. Louis.
It was about
He did the Helter Skelter. He actually did he interview?
He did not interview him, but he was the one who broke the story and told the actual story of Charles Manson after the murder of the movie star. And
Right, he was on Channel 4. He was a reporter on Channel 4.
Yes, and I'm completely.
I'm blank.
I can see his face. He's
Such a nice guy.
He's a fabulous. And I remember when I sat in his gorgeous townhome, sat down with him for a few hours. I mean, I had so much recording to go through to try to write the story. I was late on getting it in, but I did get it there. But it was fascinating to talk to him. And that's one of the things he talked about, is that it was true journalism where you told the story. He didn't take a side, give his opinion, he told the story. And there's many viewpoints when you tell a story, and that's what you have to do. But so anyway, let's see how well you know your TV stations, what the network is. So what is CNN? I know what I'm saying is, but what does it stand for?
Fake news? Oh, I mean, I'm sorry.
That's not the letter.
CNN News has got to be in there somewhere.
Cable News Network.
Cable News Network.
What is
Okay.
PBS?
Public
Better not go off
Broadcasting
the air.
System. Public
Service.
Service.
Close. Good job. What is QVC? Besides buying everything in sight.
I have no idea.
Is that even on still? Do people still
Oh,
do
yeah.
that?
Remember when
We
they used
only
to
have 10 left.
have the washed up stars on there selling their jewelry?
Or makeup. Quality, value, convenience, because it's right there, and you just give them your credit card and buy right on the television. Now we have
within the next 23 minutes, we'll get you a set of ginseng knives.
only $9.99.
We'll throw in the second pair for free.
You just gotta buy it. All right, HGTV.
Well, actually, home. We know that.
Okay, G.
Home, garden.
Home and garden television. You're doing good. All right, AMC.
American Movie Classics.
You got one completely right. I'm proud of you. And TMZ. And it's not the TMZ that we watch.
Turner Movie Classics.
It's actually 30 Mile Zone. Never heard of that. Read more about
it. Oh, TMZ. I thought you said TMC.
No, TMZ.
So TMC is Turner Movie Classics.
I didn't mean the show,
okay.
with the, I'm a lawyer.
Yeah. You know what, though?
Yeah.
Those guys are always correct. It's never fake. It's never BS. If TMZ reported it, you can bet it's the truth.
And they might give their opinions on how they feel about the story, but they don't actually, they really do tell you what's happening.
Right.
But gosh, can you imagine being chased down all the time everywhere you go?
Oh, yeah.
She's going to a trash can. She just ate chocolate.
You hear about the kid who this just happened a couple days ago or yesterday or something or this weekend, that he convinced I think it was a casino or something, that he was Justin Bieber and ran up like a $10,000 tab. He was actually singing in the bar and stuff.
How did he run the tab up?
They thought he was actually Justin Bieber.
So they were just letting them drink for free?
Yeah, because
why is it that people have all the money, get all the free things, and get richer? I don't understand that. They're just an ordinary.
People want you in their place.
Because Justin can't afford it. He could pay that $10,000 bill. So did he get arrested then for running that up?
All I saw was the headline.
Or did the manager get fired for the stupidity of not making sure it was Justin by looking at an idea?
Good for him.
Or not an idea, but an ID. ID, that would be called. Oh, so when did that just happen? Are you about to share something?
No, I was thinking I am, but I don't know.
And decided to get on.
I just want to mention. No, it's National something day, and I'm trying to figure out what day it is.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. So it is National Brazilian Blowout Day.
What does that? Oh, wow! And we will have two people here. I'm sure they're talking about hair, right?
Yeah, and something that our guest can talk about too, because he shares it with me now, is that National Senior Citizens Day.
I swear,
see his face right now.
I will pay extra to go to AARP Park. I'm not doing it. I'm not going to Denny's and getting Grand Slam for only $6.99. I'd rather pay $10.99. What?
And they do it in the little metal dishes.
Makes it even better, doesn't it? Kind of like those metal cups you drink out as kids. There you go. All right, well, it is that time to bring on our guest, first guest for the hour, and we're going to do that right now. We're going to bring on Rob Govero. You're supposed to shoot the camera.
It is on.
Oh, and then you're supposed to put on the two of them as I say Gordana, and she's going to say her last name in a really beautiful accent. Go.
Derdick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Today. I told you.
Curdic, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah, well, but I didn't want to, say it wrong, which I'm really good at. So what's cool about you two, a lot of times people think you're a couple because you're together so much. You actually treat each other like a couple would. She tells you off and puts you in your place all the time, which is a good thing because I think we need to do that. But you have your fake wife at home. When I say fake, because he calls her wife, but he hasn't actually popped the question. We're going to make him wait as a serial.
I am the serial engager.
I met you back when you had your salon in Clayton, and then you moved, and now you have a new place where the two of you are at. You are not, just so if you're looking at them, beautiful couple. They're not a couple in real life. They just play one at work at their salon. And what's cool is you've been a master stylist. How many years have you been in the industry?
37.
37 years. That's incredible.
I know, especially with
changed so much.
I know, with me being an AARP member.
The basic and fundamentals will always be there.
Mhm.
But the way you slice and dice and put on the color has immensely changed to keep from destroying people's hair. All these women that are doing these box colors at home and ended up frying their hair to barely anything left when they're later on. There is a skill, there's a knack, there's a style. My hair was actually in bad condition, which I get so funny that I slicked my hair back in a ponytail today when
He was mentioning the
I was like, is that a ponytail holder?
because I'm not supposed to wear ponytails. They can break your hair. I'm supposed to wear these soft ribbons, but when I need it to stay, I've got to wear the. But I mean, it's still not. It still has some softness to it. So
Sure.
do not ground me. But I've been working on my hair for a few years now, and it has dramatically changed.
yes,
Having it done, yes, having it done
Thank
correctly.
goodness, thank
I had a bald spot after COVID that was taking forever. Rob's like, "What's going on at your house? Your hair is always ruined in the back."
Well, I've been working on Gordon's too, but
Yeah.
it's taking a little longer.
You were started out as a receptionist.
Mhm.
You knew you had a knack or a feel or an eye for beauty, and you started a mentorship program, an intern. What do you call it when someone works under you?
Well, in the state of Missouri, it's actually called the Apprenticeship Supervisor Program.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's right. And now you're on your own, hustling,
Yeah.
busting. Sometimes he likes to take advantage of that now and try to treat you as his assistant again. You're like, sorry, buddy, you're on your own.
Yeah, I was just in Chicago for a weekend and he texted me, "You're so pretty, but don't ever leave."
Oh, because he was on his
It's like,
own.
don't ever
Yeah.
leave me again.
Job security, paying back, larger pay scale. So what inspired you? You have family that, I mean, you all had the hair bug.
Yeah.
When did you know, or what inspired you that you wanted to change people's looks? And it really, somebody doing your hair, it changes you. A woman, he drove me in snow and ice one time. You did not miss your hair appointments. It's like so important to us.
Well, I know that now at my age, but when I first got in the hair industry, it was mainly being around a bunch of pretty women. I'm going to be completely honest.
I bet it was. I mean,
Yes, yeah.
totally.
That is like, it was like,
How can I meet women? Let me touch them all day long.
yeah, yeah.
Wow. So that's what did it for you. And then what kept you in it? Just
I discovered I was really good at it, had a natural talent for it, and in this industry, there's a big need for someone that actually could not only do hair and was artistic, but also had a good business sense and put a little logic behind it.
Yeah. So, I mean, with decades or, working along top global brands that you do, how did the international exposure shape your approach to running a salon in the business here in St. Louis?
Yeah, it changed it greatly because it was the old commission model that was pretty popular all the way up till probably close to the 80s when independent contracting, like loft situation and those things came out where you can rent a booth. That started to eat away at the commission salons, but being raised in a commission salon, I was kind of fighting it, But sometimes you just have to, it's like, okay, if you're gonna join where the trends are going, how can you make it better? If instead of fight it, why don't you join it, but make it better? And how can you do that and leave a legacy? So from switching from owning commission salons, we just kind of put a concept together. I put a concept together where we can apprentice people, grow at a slower rate, but at the same time start teaching them how to be independent. Like a lot of them go out on their own and they really don't know what they're doing. So if you can not only instill the skills with them of how to do hair, but how to run a business and what key performance ratios to look for, how to promote themselves, that kind of thing.
So funny. I'm sitting here. I'm like, our last show, we interviewed Dan Abel, and I'm talking about how I owned a chocolate cafe. And now I'm sitting here with Rob, and I'm hearing him talk about the commission. And I used to own a salon. I'm like, okay, when am I going to grow up? And what else am I going to be in my lifetime? It's kind of crazy because I remember that when that started changing, and I was a commission salon as well. And what I found happened, you have these talents that work for you, and it's hard for them to understand that they work for you and that commission is important because there's so much to pay for in owning that business. There's more overhead than what they think.
It's a lot of overhead.
And so then when they get into the renting of the station, they realize how much more there is to that. But they can both be very lucrative and wonderful.
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of like going from having a house phone to a cell, technology is changing.
Well, it's been a total perspective shift for me because as a salon owner owning a commission salon, the last thing you want to do is hear that somebody's poaching your staff, and you feel like you're training all your future competition. Whereas now I come from a completely different mindset of I want them to succeed. Let me show you how to do that. And then you push them out of the nest and see if they can fly. So it's a completely different perspective, and you're not running from fear. You get to have a more healthy mindset.
The coolest experience that you have had in your years that just set you on fire in the industry?
Well, there was two. One was becoming a member of Intercoiffure. You get to travel to New York, you walk the red carpet. It's a 2-year long process. So Intercoiffure is a United States Canada organization representative of one from France. It's the elite of elite stylists. It's very old school, very high class, high end salons. People that give back to the community, have great training structures. They not only look at everything you do in your salon and your editorial work, your philanthropy, but they also look at like the success rate of your stylists to go through it, everything, every aspect of your business. And so at the time that I got in, there was only 216 salons in the United States and Canada out of hundreds of thousands of salons. So yeah, it was a really cool honor. Yeah, the other one was traveling with I traveled a lot with these major hair cosmetic companies, Goldwell Kuhn, L'Oreal. But one of my favorite trips was going to Amsterdam. That's where Kuhn is from. That's where they're manufactured. It's from Denmark, and it was just an amazing experience to go to the Netherlands and to see the manufacturing facilities and to meet George Kuhn, the owner, the family, and how they're a 100-year-old company now. They've been in business for 103 years now. So yeah, so that was a really great experience too.
You guys are the hair salon. I have no experience in hair. It's the 80s, and it was Aquanet back then.
You had really hair, didn't you?
On all my pores.
I really do believe it. Could that be true? Because he did have a head of hair. His dad wasn't bald. His mom isn't. I know it can skip generations, but I don't believe your grandfather was either, right? If you look at pictures.
No, I've always heard it was the mom.
Mom's hair. What I always heard it was from the mother's side of the family. So you just look at the mom's dad.
The mom's dad. So is your mom's dad? Oh, okay.
Oh.
I thought possibly he ruined it by spraying so much Aquanet in his big hairband days.
No. So it probably affected the brain more than the hair.
So how many brothers and sisters do you have?
I have 4 brothers and 1 sister.
So how many of them do hair?
3 actually were licensed hairdressers.
Did your mom as well? Sorry.
No one never did.
So how does that happen? I mean, usually you don't see someone unless they have a family business that they're all in the family business.
Well, what was funny is we're all straight too. So I got in the hair business, and for 10 years I was following this couple in hair called Altieri Power Hair. And there was these brothers up on stage flipping scissors, blow dryers. Girls are like, they're like rock stars, So I kept telling my brother Kevin, man, I was like, come on, man, you got to get in the business so we can flip blow dryers together and flirt with the girls. So he finally gets in the business, but he meets his wife in cosmetology school, and I was already married by the time he got in, so none of that happened. But and then my brother Jordan married Goga's sister, Goyana. So that's how I know Gordana. We call her Goga, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, tell us how, here you're new in the industry.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are working together. What inspired you to want to make people beautiful? And there is a smile to it, because honestly, I know it sounds funny to say this, but when people touch you, first of all, you open up your soul the minute they put their hands on your shoulder and you start telling, you guys are like therapists, I'm sure, for everybody. But when you also, when you were doing your internship, or I'm sorry, you called it something else, and you had done a treatment on my hair, there's a delicate touch, the way you ran the comb through the hair, the massage. There's a way that you touch the person in a very gentle but yet affirmative action to make things work on the hair. And so you could felt that you had that style, and then you were very easy to pick up on things. So what inspired you to want to do what Rob does and work with him every day?
Yeah.
Well, I think in my family, I was the person who would always do everybody's hair.
You just had a knack for it already.
Yeah. But meeting Rob, definitely, he was my inspiration, and now my mentor. Yes. He's truly amazing.
What's
I
your
can say
favorite
that here.
thing to do? Some people have like you're fabulous at color. You're also incredible at cutting the hair. There's a real knack to cutting the hair right. And I don't know if that's your favorite, but it seems like your skill set is big time cutting and color, but I don't know.
Well, it used to be editorial where I would just put her hair up tonight. It's really cute. We put it up in a couple minutes. But yeah, I used to do a lot of editorial work too back when you did editorial work. Now it's all content and digital. And
Yeah.
yeah.
What is your favorite? What do you love doing the most? I know you do everything, but what is your skill set that you're really desiring to continue to grow?
Hmm. I love doing extensions.
I knew you were going to say that. Yeah,
I
knew you were
love
gonna say
doing
that.
extensions. So, yeah, everybody after extensions are going to feel beautiful and
And,
more confident and whatever you want to be after extensions. But
and you do this. You
yep,
flip it around a little bit.
yeah.
Well, you have your place over there where the Galleria is. You have your new location inside the loft sort of
Oh,
studio.
it's called Salons by JC.
Thank you. And gorgeous location right there with the big windows on the front as you keep growing and expanding. If someone was to want to make an appointment and be able to come in and talk to you too, what's an experience coming to now? It's not Govero Salon, it's Govero and Gordana.
Mhm.
And go ahead, say your name because it'll sound so much better when you say it.
Gordana.
It's
Mhm.
what's the experience like coming to you all? I know what my
You mean
experience
for
is.
hair or for training?
No, well, I mean, of course, if there is the right match for you, you are
Right.
looking for a certain style person to work under you, which would be great if there's someone out there listening that would like to get into the hair industry. That is something that you do. But what is the experience as someone like me? I've never been there before. What can I look forward to by walking into your salon or making an appointment first, of course?
Well, like what you said, we are a high-end salon. We're in a high-end place, so the amenities are really nice. They're very clean. They smell great, so it's nice there. You won't usually wait very long. We're usually running on time. We make that a focus. You can expect someone with we matter more about the integrity of the hair. So if somebody comes to us wanting something with their hair and it can't be done, we'll most likely tell them and tell them what their options are. But we work too hard for our reputation to ruin hair. So we really keep the health of the hair as the focus, but try to give them what they want or what would match more of their, not only their facial shape and would enhance their features, but might fit their lifestyle. Because some people get things that you just know they're not going to spend the time on. So they're really doing themselves a disservice.
Yeah, I think the consultation is so important when you're talking, and that isn't what you did. I mean, my hair was really in a bad condition, and you took the time to say this. It's not going to happen just this visit, but it's over time. It's going to change, and it does. And yes, I do have a rubber band in my hair.
Is the color's always perfect. It's like I mean, just cutting hair. It's a mixture of the cutting and the chem. I mean, I would be so afraid that I would mess somebody's hair up. I mean, I know it's years and years of practice and what you've done to create this skill set that you have, but it's like, I got to hear, has there ever been a horror story? And I want to.
Well, there are trends where they tried to separate the cutting and coloring, which the salons benefited from, but you can either be a colorist or a cutter. The problem with that is if you don't have good communication between the two, the cut may not match the color. Somebody might get their hair cut short after you just did a bunch of highlights and now you got polka dots down there. So it's
Get spun off.
so you want to, yeah, they're called generalist. And I'm sorry, you asked me a question before I said that, and
You got to give me a horror story, especially
a horror story.
when you first started out.
Okay, I'll tell you my horror story. I'll be very, I'll be vulnerable right here. The first time I ever learned, this is before I learned foil highlighting. Back when I got into doing hair, you did cap frost.
Oh my God! Pull that hair out of that.
So, oh yeah, oh yeah. Yep. So I was just getting on the floor, and I was at my first salon, and I had to do this cap highlight, and this is what got me into foil highlighting. So I'm getting ready to take the cap off. The hair is definitely blonde, and I might have left it on a little too long. So I'm at the shampoo bowl, and I pull the cap off, and all the hair is still on the cap.
Horror story. So
So
right here.
Did you run?
I ran in the back and cried. And then I told the owner, and she's like, oh my God. So we go out there, and then I'm like, I'll give you a free haircut. So I did her hair for free for like 6 months, getting it back to health, trying to do something different with it. Well, we probably gave her to another side. That was 36 years ago. So yeah.
So this
But
right here on April.
that was the
12th,
last
right?
Cap Frost I ever did.
This guy
Oh
on
yeah.
I was showing up to make an appointment on April 1st, and he had my hair in the foils to highlight it. And while I'm sitting there, and I think I don't know if I'm looking at
You're on your
my computer or
laptop.
whatever, I was doing a little work, and he goes, "Okay, we're ready." He comes over to me and he lets the foil, he had one already made up, let it drop in my lap. And I look down, I'm like, my eyes about popped out.
So I had an extension in a foil to make it look like her hair fell out with hair still hanging out of the foil. She's like,
I thought, oh my gosh, I have a bald spot. What happened? How did this happen? My life is ruined. So yeah, that was pretty mean of you to do that. So I do need to get you back for that. So Govero and Gordana Salon there in Clayton. You can just Google, right?
you can go to robertgovero.com.
Okay.
And all of our links are there to book appointments, to if you're interested in an apprenticeship program, anything.
Yeah, and if you, whether it's styling, cutting, coloring, extensions, you do it all. It's a very comfortable environment. It's very personal touch. I love when I come in and appreciate all the fun while I'm there. And you actually just did mine. I wish I would have had time to style my hair, but this was
You always look good.
easy. It's long enough, except for the time that Gordon goes, "Look at you!" From a
Look at you. Uh-huh.
All chopped off.
Look at you. Thank you so much, Rob Govero. Gordana, thank you so much for coming in, and you're doing a fabulous job. Everybody loves you that you're doing their hair. I hear all the compliments while I'm there, so we appreciate your time. We appreciate that you make the place, the world more beautiful with your styles.
Well, thank you.
Thank you so much. We're going to be right back. Coming up next week, we're going to take it from beauty in the person to beauty in the auto with St. Louis Car Museum. So we'll be right back with more right here on the In Your City Show. Welcome back to In Your City Show in the second hour of the happiest.
Second half of the happiest.
I don't know why, but I can't get any of those words straight today.
The hottest happy hour.
Yeah, there we
It's
go.
the hottest happy hour.
And
It's St.
STL
Louis.
with In Your City Show right here on blueinfo.com. All right, so here we are. We went from beauty hair, the beauty of hair, to the beauty of the auto industry. We are taking you inside the St. Louis Car Museum and Sales. Oh my gosh, the cars there, the rare collectibles, the automotive treasures are just incredible. It is a place that if you haven't been to, you need to take the time, head out, and what is the road that it's on? I've been that terrible. I'm so bad at it.
Well, let them tell us.
Yeah,
I
that'd
think
be
it's
good.
on
Then we
Olive.
can make sure of where that is. So here we go. Welcome to the show. Hi, Sarah. Hi, John. So nice to see you. I remember we had so much fun doing the show live right in the middle of all the cars that time. And what a great time that was, too. So we're thankful that you are here with us today virtually. That works, too. So here we go. What is the street you're located on?
We're located at 1575 Woodson Road, right in the heart of Overland.
Woodson Road.
Woodson Road.
That's
It's
right.
like I can see your building. We drive by it, parked in the parking lot a million times, but I don't pay attention to where I'm going. I just ride in the car.
For good reference, especially we're by the new Costco that just opened up.
Oh, okay, great. So founded in 1994, is that correct? The St. Louis Car Museum?
That's right. We're celebrating our 31st year this year.
Wow. What is the inspiration behind this 85,000 square foot climate controlled facility?
I guess we owe, most of the gratitude to the museum owner, Joe Scott. He's a longtime car collector and, well, all things automobile, really. Automobile, aircraft. We always say he collects anything with wheels or wings. So I think it's his lifelong collection. And I think his, career in the real estate industry, we converted an old bowling alley into really just a super open, climate-controlled environment to house his collection, his collectibles, and then we've extended that out to local collectors themselves to use as a storage, storage area for their own collectibles. So it's really proven to be a nice recipe for the area and one of very few fully climate-controlled and secure environments for owners of cars. They have a tough time finding a place to keep them.
And you sell cars, so you find cars and you get cars in, and you sell cars too to the classic car collector, I should say.
Yeah, yeah, Sarah and I really get, I think, an incredible opportunity to both, source the cars, to prepare the cars, and then her genius in marketing the cars. Yeah, so we it's a bit of a dream job as far as scouting out and finding them and representing them here through the museum. So yeah, if anybody's looking for one, this would be a place to start.
I always love coming to the museum and walking in, and I always love it when Sarah goes, "You want to look around? Check out this new car we got. Check this out." And I think one thing that really I love the most is with both of you when I come there and you want to show us cars is just the passion that you guys have for what you do.
Well, thanks. Yeah, no, it's deep seated. I mean, I think amongst our entire staff, we've got a great passion to make sure they're not always our cars, as I mentioned. So whether on consignment or owned or storage, we treat them all, the same. They're like our second family, these cars.
Let's talk about the elephant in the room right now. What is this hardware you guys have sitting on the table in front of you?
I'll let Sarah take over here. Yeah.
So these are the trophies for our annual car show. We go with the same Etsy vendor every year. It's called Trophies with a Twist. I have to shout her out because she delivers these within under a week. I have, so this is our overall best of show winner. They'll go home with that. But then we have 4 more of these guys for people who have the opportunity to win. So your best luxury, your best exotic, best muscle. But then we also let the people chime in at the car show. And this is one of it's the people's choice. So people get to vote, the kids get to vote on their favorite one. We get to vote on our favorite one. So we just have a big selection of trophies over here for people to cruise away with.
I love that. Tell us a little bit, since you brought it up with, showing off what you get to win. Why don't we go ahead and we can come back to some of these other questions, but what is the car show all about? What do you expect? Is it filled? So right now, do you have all your cars set and is the event filled? Now it's what's coming next for the people who come to see it?
I definitely recommend that anybody with a collector car of any sort looking to showcase it here at the car museum, which is a free event for those who want to register their car or just spectators wanting to come in. I recommend that they go ahead and pop on our website or use the link right here to register to secure that spot, because we do have every spot will be full. That's surrounding our museum and that's inside the museum as well. So we advertise it as an inside-outside car show because, the cars really are turning and burning inside and outside. And we open our doors up once a year for this. So it's just an easy way for us to get people in the doors. Like I said, free admission for everybody that day. We let local vendors tie in as long as they're automotive related or and also big ticket, we are giving back to the St. Louis Food Bank every single year with this event. So we keep it free.
One of my favorite.
Yeah, we keep it free. We just ask people to bring in the canned food or dry good donation as their ticket to the show. It just keeps us in sync with the St. Louis community.
That's fabulous. Gosh, so you have over or around 300 cars that enter into this car show?
Well, we've had 328 328 register 2 years ago. Last year it was 268. But that really just changes as the years go by because of weather, inclement weather, too hot for some. That's why we recommend that people secure their spot, because every single spot will be full. So we advertise it 300 plus car show.
How and I know Gordon was putting a flyer and some different things up there. What is it's September 6th, and what is the time that it takes place? So begins at 10 a.m. and then goes through 2 p.m. that day?
Yes, ma'am. 10 o'clock to 2. We will do awards at 1 to 1:30, depending on, the crowd itself. But we advertise 10 to 2. We have some cruisers that come in as early as 8 a.m. because they're just so excited.
Oh, yeah. I know, bring their chairs, engines popped up, cleaning it.
Oh, yeah. They're ready to show off their ride.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I want to ask her, and this may be something that inspired or is part of Joe's mentality, but scientific, and maybe it's Joe that says this, but John, maybe you have the answer. Maybe this is something that's come from you. What does it mean when you say that you're scientific about evaluating cars, and that might be something that has come, a quote from Joe.
I imagine, yeah. I guess we're just selective, I guess is probably the best way to say it. So when we're purchasing
Okay.
our inventory, I'd say the scientific part really is just the study of the individual components of the car, the correctness of cars. And sometimes it's really the other way. It's how it's been modified or customized. So no, if it's scientific about it, yeah, that is probably a word Joe used to just say we're a careful study of what we're buying, and certainly careful, on pricing as well. So we try to be aggressive on the retail side too. So
Right.
it's a process, I suppose.
So tell me a little bit about the classic car buying, because it could be a great investment for someone, but it's also an art to it. And how has that changed within the last, maybe, let's say, within the last 5 or 6 years? How has classic car buying changed? And do you see an uptick in that?
It's a terrific question, Gordon. And I'd probably change it to say, how it's changed probably even in the last, 10 or 15 years. So, I mean, traditionally, guys who owned old cars and classics, it was really just a matter of getting into an old car, tinkering with it, taking it to a few car shows. And then when you played with it for 2, 3 years, you could sell it and get your money back. And that's kind of where the investment was. It was a safe haven to have something fun in the garage, something you could play with on the weekends, and join a car club, join cars and coffee and that kind of stuff. So I'd say the temperament changed in the last 10 years, just as they have become more investment worthy. I think a lot of folks can see, some of the vintage muscle cars, even 10 years ago that may have sold for 50,000, could be worth 80 to 100 now. So it does come down to condition and quality and a lot of different standards. But the reality is a lot of guys started to see 10 years ago as a safe haven to park your money. Yeah, you could put a Camaro Super Sport in your garage, or Chevelle, or even an old Porsche, and walk away from it, and 10 years later find out it's in some cases they doubled in value. So that's brought a totally different investor into the market. So there's still a little bit of the original type collector, and then I think you've got your investment style collectors, and then, to be honest, there's a whole echelon of high-end collectors that just go for pinnacle investments. I mean, the Picassos and the super, the 100-year-old wine type stuff. It's
Oh, yeah.
I
$1 million
would have
investment.
only have known, if I would have known to keep that car when I was young. I mean, because I feel like,
How many times do you hear that? Huh?
oh my
What if I
God,
would have just kept
if
it?
I just kept it. But the thing is, do you see? It's kind of like music maybe, or like I feel like these old cars are classic. Now, of course, I never dreamed in a million years cars that I was driving as a young girl, or be our parents, that they would be worth so much money. Of course, when I see the cars now, which there's a lot of gorgeous cars, they aren't built like they used to be, and I feel like, is 50 years from now they're going to be an amazing car that's going to be a classic again, or do you think it's always going to stay these older cars?
Again, another terrific question. I would say there's probably not a lot that's being built today that'll survive to become a classic or collectible. Outside of probably the sports car arena, or the ultra exotic, the Lamborghinis and Ferraris, limited production, that'll certainly keep them rare and desirable. But I'd say it's probably always going to be the classics. The design style in itself, it pretty much stayed in the 50s through 70s, in my personal opinion. So as cars develop today, they all start looking more and more the same. I could have a tough time telling a BMW from a Hyundai anymore going down the road.
Everything was amazing in the 60s and 70s. The music, everything was great then.
They were built better too. I mean, actual steel. Cars are made out of metal, actual steel, and they're pieces of Art Deco. They really are, especially when you look at like the 57 Chevys and the Excalibur. You guys had a couple of those in there, it's like they're pieces of artwork, the chrome, everything.
But they are now. But if you were a kid in the 70s and your mom said, you get to drive the old Chevelle right now until you can afford to buy your own, we didn't think it was so hot back then.
But you have to mention, I do have to mention there is one company that's still doing that classic line, and they're keeping to that classic look. It's the Morgan Company. They're not an American company by any means, but they are keeping that body style of the classic and just with that modern performance. So those, I think, off the top of my head to your question, would be our future classics.
See, and that's what drives me crazy too. I was telling the other day, and you all might feel different because you know that your love of cars and the way you look at things, but I feel like there's cars that are classics, like a Corvette, and I may be upsetting someone who loves the new Corvette, but I feel like something when I look at a Corvette, it's that beautiful long front, it's that sleek look, and then they went and chopped it off, and I don't understand it because it's, to me, you've just lost what the Corvette's all about. I want it to keep that look. They keep changing cars to the point they all look alike.
They have to stay competitive, and they're getting into that supercar look. It's our American supercar, so they're just trying.
She had an answer.
So let me ask you this real quick too. I know we're getting close on time, but let me ask you this real quick, because this is something, speaking of the Corvette, that's the one thing I have a problem with Corvettes, because I love them, but every 5 years they change the body style, and then it depreciates the previous body style because they change it. But how does that affect? Because you look at a Maserati, a Gran Turismo, that body style has basically stayed the same throughout the years, pretty much. It hasn't changed much at all. But then you look at like a Corvette where the body style has changed, or you look at a Porsche and the body styles hasn't changed incredibly too much. They've kind of kept that same style. Tell me about that. I mean, what does that do for me as a collector? I mean, should I be looking at the body style staying the same, or should I be appreciating the fact that they're changing it?
No, I like these questions. They're great. The silhouette of any manufacturer is always going to be probably what brings the audience of buyers all the time. The Porsche is a perfect example. The 911's always had a great silhouette, just like the Corvette you mentioned a moment ago, always had a great silhouette, but they will change. And then they're not always to the liking of that immediate audience. But in many cases, there's been some that have just over time have grown on folks. So you got to watch for that. But I think the year-to-year changes that probably appeal most are probably what you don't see. And that's usually the technology or the horsepower. And in the line of the Corvette, you know, the one things that change from the Z06 to the ZR1 to the new ZR1, it's like every time that they change to a new super version, the horsepower goes way up. And that might be the diminishing value of the one you just bought 2 years ago. Now they've got a faster one that does more things, and now everybody wants the new shiny, prize at the dealership. So that's just how they get people coming back. It doesn't always help the value of the ones that are out there, but it always changes over time. I mean, there's a lot of Porsche guys that'll keep the older ones, that's for sure.
Well, we have a few more minutes here, and I just want to make sure we have the car show that's coming up September 6th, and we don't want you to miss that, but we want to know about when you walk inside and you have the tour. I know there's some compelling autos that you have in there that tell a story, and there's a few new things that you've added in the last year. Can you give us a little brief of on the inside? You, of course, store people's cars, you have cars for sales, but I know there's a few pieces in there that are pretty exceptional that you have inside. Can you tell us a little bit about that before we have to go?
There's a yellow Lamborghini I remember seeing in there.
I knew you were going to say
that's part of the private collection, but there is a 97 Lamborghini Diablo VT Roadster that was here that sold new in Beverly Hills. Its original owner was Nicolas Cage, right about we assume the time that the movie The Rock came out, so it may have been a reward to himself for job well done. So that's a neat piece. We've also got one of the original Grant's Farm train and trolleys in here for the that used to participate at Grant's Farm in the 50s, probably through the 70s. So that's been refurbished and looks like new to see. We've also got Kirkwood Fire Department's piece of jewelry, one of their original triple combination pumper fire trucks that serviced Kirkwood. It was their number one unit that they had. It was also part of the catalog for General Monarch during their catalog to sell those trucks. So it's a real neat piece that's been restored incredibly well. That's worth looking at, amongst other stuff. Our inventory is always changing. So we encourage anybody to come by, and the weather just now is gotten into being a little bit more favorable. But I will tell you, our summer being as hot as it was, it's a great safe haven for anybody to go just looking for something indoors. It's absolutely climate controlled in here, and it's just a good place to walk around and stay cool at the same time.
Yes, absolutely. St. Louis Car Museum and Sales. You've got to check it out. Put September 6th on your calendar and go there and be part of this amazing car show that bring a canned food or something with you so that we can help and give back to the food bank. Thank you for all that you all do and keeping these collectibles and gorgeous cars on display. Tell Joe thank you so that we can all be able to see those. Some people are old enough like us to appreciate we've been part of that time. There's a lot of before our time, and then I guess we'll figure out what's going to be the new classics later on. But thank you for sharing your time so much. We appreciate it. Love the trophies. There's going to be some lucky people that are going to take that home with them. So Sarah, John, thank you for sharing your time with us and sharing the St. Louis Museum, St. Louis Car Museum and Sales. Great information. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks so much. All right. Well, there you go. There's our happy hour. Man, that goes by fast all the time. We appreciate you sharing your time with us. And until our next show here at the Lou Information Station, the In Your City Show wants to say to you, oh, you want me to say?
We gotta say something about St. Louis Closet Company.
I can't believe I almost said cheers without thanking.
We can't say cheers. We can't say cheers to St. Louis Closet Company because guess what? They take care of everyone and anyone. If they can take care of Nelly and his expansive closet that he has, they can take care of yours. I saw that. St. Louis Closet Company, Jennifer Williams, it's a family-owned company, and it's right here in St. Louis. They make all their products right here in St. Louis, so you don't have to wait for anything. And that was super important with one of my clients, real estate clients. They said they had worked with another company before, and it took them 3 to 4 weeks to get it out, and not with St. Louis Closet Company. So thank you to Jennifer Williams and St. Louis Closet Co.
All right, there you go. In Your City Show. Until our next show, cheers.